Hi guys, Callum here. This is my Module 1 video reflection. I was asked during Module 1 of this course to draw a picture of something that metaphorically represents me as a learner. What I ended up drawing was a campfire. This guy here. I identify with the campfire as it is most fragile at its beginning. However, if the right amount of effort is put into it, it becomes stronger and harder to put out. I feel this reflects me very aptly as a learner. This is partly due to my understanding of how easy it is for me in the past to be discouraged by results. However, I'm starting to learn through the FlexiTrack journey. It takes time and effort for me to gain understanding and to gain momentum and confidence. I'm starting to believe in myself more with every hurdle that I overcome, and I'm developing a burning passion for learning that I feel is very empowering. One of the most important concepts I've learned since starting the FlexiTrack, not FlexiTrap, is learning mindsets. After working through Learning Mindset Resource, I discovered that I possessed many fixed mindset traits. In the past academic endeavours, when I failed to understand a concept after a brief period, I would presume that it was because I lacked an inborn intelligence to understand that concept. However, due to the supportive and inclusive nature of FlexiTrack, I'm now starting to discover that when I struggle to understand a concept, it's usually because I need to put a little bit more work in, or because I need to ask somebody for a bit of guidance. Part of the learning process, it should be collaborative and it should be supportive. You should be able to use the resources to help each other along, sort of thing. Not expected to get everything ourselves, and that's part of the learning process. I'm also understanding that how I respond to the feedback is just as important. I used to see feedback as a very negative thing, a confirmation of my fears that I wasn't good enough and I wasn't smart enough to do something. However, I'm now learning that it can be empowering and it can be a very helpful tool to help me work out what I need to improve on and what I need to put more work in, and also what I know and what I got right. So it's a really good indicator of my progress, sort of thing, and I'm trying to treat it as a positive thing now, and that's part of my learning sort of journey at the moment. I'm also starting to think more critically about what I say, and if what I say has any merit. Specifically, when I was working through the position versus opinion assignment, I started to develop a critical thinking, kind of like a passion for critical thinking. I found it incredibly satisfying to do. I now find myself actively reading news stories, reading Facebook posts, and kind of really looking into it and seeing if there's any kind of validity to what they're saying, and really starting to think for myself about it. I'm also starting to reflect on my own opinions and my longer term opinions, the things that I've just believed for God knows how long, and can't even remember where I picked up those opinions from. A good example of this is that several years ago, my mother said, I was complaining to her that I feel like I'm having a heart attack, as you do when you're younger, you do these silly things, and she said, can you cough? And I said, well, yeah. Well, I coughed a bit. She said, well, you're fine. You're not going to have a heart attack. This, of course, I've looked into it and there's no truth to it whatsoever. But also I started to think critically about, why did I just blindly believe that? Why did I just accept that as fact? I mean, yes, it was comforting to know, well, that's a very, it's a black and white answer to it. It's very much that puts my mind to rest. But also, I think because it was my mother, I just blindly accepted what she said because I respected her. She was in an authoritative position over me. And yeah, that's something I'm learning to not do now moving forward, is very much question everything that everybody says, and identify my biases against those things as well. So I think in conclusion, I'm discovering that to give myself a decent chance at academic success, I'm going to need to know the concepts and demonstrate that I know the concepts, but also understanding myself is just as important Because I think if you learn how to deal with your failures, learn how to deal with your weaknesses and strengths, and learn how to improve as a learner, then there's really nothing that can hold you back. So yeah, that's what I've learned.